What your favorite Epic the Musical song says about you according to a psychology graduate student. Part 3. Hello, my musical theater fans, but in particular Hamilton, Hadestown, and of course Epic have completely taken over your FYP. You have built it up brick by brick, and here we are. That's why I'm gracing your page. Aren't we so happy to be here together? If you're from my Has-Been Hotel series, this is going to sound familiar to you because it applies to you as well. If this is your favorite song, you are the person who can sing all parts of the musical. Every single part. And if someone tells you that you can't sing every single part in this song, you throw your head back, laugh, and say, watch me. These spirit fingers do not discriminate. You live for a jazz square, a jazz hands, jazz anything. You are here and you will give that passion and that authority that this song demands. I can guarantee that you don't just listen to this song, you listen to this song with your whole body. You were in the car with the steering wheel driving way too fast in a residential area, I might add, and your hand saying, he will lead the charge. Like you are ready. You are ready to unleash your men upon this world. And I just love that fantasy world that you live in. You make life just a little bit more spicy. I appreciate people like you. But what's so funny about that commanding presence that you have is that you are not a physically strong human being, meaning that I could beat you in arm wrestling. I strength train, I'm a veteran, I'm pretty sure that I could. Your nightmare in high school was running the mile or climbing the rope. Either or, any type of physical activity or team sport was the absolute worst for you. But what you lack in physical strength, you make up for with being the most witty person in the room. If you are playing Dungeons & Dragons, which let's be honest, you do, you have a very good chance of either being the DM, the person who just calls all the shots and knows this entire world, not only knows your world, but knows the language, the layout, the politics. You don't give a halfway game. You know your world and you know it thoroughly. Or if you're not the DM, you're the person who's the unidentified leader of the group. When people want to do a stupid plan, you say, or we can not go into the obvious trap. How about that? How about every single one of you do exactly what I say and we're going to get out of this alive? But that's the problem, isn't it? People don't do what you say. And that's where we're going to start getting into it. Your desire for control is not just a, cute little quirk. No, it's a matter of life and death. Now, you may not be on the battlefield, you may not be unleashing forces upon somebody, but if you don't have control in your day-to-day life, things will go wrong. You have to be the person who is driving. You have to be the person who makes the plans. You have to be the person who decides where you eat, but you also have to walk that fine line of not taking over and controlling everything, because man, do you hate when people say you have OCD or you have anything of that nature. It's okay if you say it, but the second someone says, you have a real control problem, your eyes wide and you say, you haven't seen a control problem yet. You know what I'm controlling? I'm controlling this monster that lies inside of me, this rage that's willing to bubble out at the most minor inconvenience. Test me, find out. And by now you're also the person who noticed that I haven't done the camp setup in this video, and that's bothering you a little bit, isn't it? Because is it me changing things that is so upsetting to you? Or is it the fact that you can't be categorized? And you really like when people are categorized. And why is that? I bet I know. It's because it's a lot easier for you to understand people because you most likely have autism, ADHD, or a combination of the two. In any case, the world is confusing, the world is hard, and social context is very difficult for you. So, if people just say what they mean, say what they need, you're much happier in life. And if they don't, then we have a situation like with Zeus when he's saying, throw this baby off of the wall. And you're not entirely sure that you wouldn't. There are those who were instantly saying, oh yeah, no, that baby's going over. And then there's the others that are like, well, we could probably find another way to do this, right, guys? No, that baby's going over. That's okay. We all were there. The moral quandary of this song is really interesting to hear what people's answers are, but inevitably, everyone decides in some way to get rid of the baby. Whether that is yeeting over the wall, or taking them with them, or giving them to a family, but no one just leaves the baby as is, which I find fascinating about you. And yes, it's okay that Zeus's voice just hits you in all your fun spots. They knew what they were doing, we're all aware. Having him descend into this song unexpectedly and give that choice, a choice that you would never normally take, but Sexy Deep Voice Man said that you have to, it changes things. And you weren't exactly sure how you felt about that because you know the lore of Zeus and you know probably not the best person to listen to. And yet here we are. This may not have been the song that got you into this musical, but it's definitely the one that when you heard it, you knew was going to become part of your personality. And I just have one fun question for you. Who do you live for? And no, not Penelope. Who do you live for? If someone popped into your mind, that's the person that maybe has touched you in a way that very few people have because they got past your boundaries. And for someone who so desires control, that is a precious place to be in. And you will go to the ends of the earth for them. And if nobody popped into your mind, that's something to think about. And one more thing. Is there ever a possibility where yourself, where that's the person that you live for? Because it should be. I'll see you in the next part. Stay classy, my darlings.